We've all heard about how college is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life, but what they don't tell you is that in 2025, those 4 years have become less about education and more about self-destruction wrapped in school spirit. This isn't just me talking about something I have no idea about. I've been to college myself. I've literally lived through it. And it's only years later that I've realized something is deeply wrong. In my view, something is deeply wrong with the way that we've normalized the most chaotic and shallow aspects of college life and passed them off as just part of the experience, or worse yet, something you're supposed to enjoy. That if you don't, you're somehow weird or don't fit in. Because for a lot of students today, college isn't about learning, growing, or preparing yourself for a real future ahead. It's about endless partying, hookup culture, complete degeneracy like gambling, drugs, and alcohol, mindless escapism, and a complete lack of purpose. I'm not saying this as if I'm above everyone. I've literally gone through the same thing myself, and that's why I'm talking about it. And I want to do my best to explain what college has really become and how it's even a mirror for some of the larger issues in our society nowadays. If you've been on any college campus recently, you've probably seen it. Maybe you're even living it yourself if you're watching this and happen to be in college. First of all, the whole weekend is about partying. Clubs and bars completely packed every night to the point where it's literally disgusting, like girls in the skimpiest clothes, sweaty dudes jumping and screaming all around you. Not even just Friday and Saturday, it's literally Thursday through Sunday now, where you're expected to go out and have a good time, you know? I've noticed that people drink not for celebration, but because it's seen as the default. Everyone's drinking, everyone's vaping, everyone's smoking weed nowadays too. It feels like weed isn't something you experiment with anymore or try out. It's just built into the daily routine. In my senior year, I lived in a house with 5 other guys. Our nickname for the house was the J, and I was the only one there who didn't smoke every single day. And that was considered like weird, you know? Basically the only guy I knew who never smoked. And weed is only the beginning. I know people who have done even harder drugs than that, which I can't really go into too much detail about because I still want to make some money off this video. The other big thing is hookup culture, and just like drinking, drugs, and partying, it's not even like a question. It's just a normal thing to expect. Dating apps, parties and clubs, situationships, all of these kinds of surface level things have reduced relationships to a simple checklist. Looks, height, quick dopamine, you meet, you link, you leave, no connection, no meaning, no conversation beyond what's necessary. It's no wonder why you see the statistics of relationships on the decline and the breakdown of families, people being lonelier than ever. It actually seems like dating has become less about real intimacy and more about social proof, like bragging about who you slept with. It goes like that for both guys and girls, although girls obviously have it a lot easier. Even something that's supposed to be a very proud tradition or something good to look up to, like sports. Even sports culture on college campuses have become another excuse to just indulge in, I don't know what else to call it, but degeneracy. Football games, for example, used to be a fun, wholesome community event. Now it's literally a routine you have to follow. You wake up, drink as a pregame for the tailgate, drink at the tailgate, drink at the game, then drink at the after party after the game. It's literally insane. Every Saturday, it's like rinse and repeat. At the very least, that's how it was in my experience going to Michigan, which has like a big football culture and all of that. Even during the supposed best time of your life, I realized that a lot of people are actually barely holding it together. It's kind of a weird contradiction, but the truth is that a lot of students are not okay, just mentally. Stress and anxiety are at all-time highs, especially for young people. Depression, bipolar, and other mental illnesses are everywhere, but no one wants to admit it because on the outside, everything's supposed to look fun. But there's a lot behind the scenes. Deadlines, student debt, social pressure, trying to keep your GPA up while also not wanting to miss out on events, the looming question of what your future's gonna be, adjusting to living alone and in a new environment. It can be exhausting at times, and you have to do all this while pretending that everything's okay, only showing the side of you that looks good on social media. It takes so much energy to keep up a persona. And maybe that's why so many people are medicating nowadays. Adderall for focus, Xanax for the anxiety, SSRIs for the depression, caffeine to stay awake. alcohol to shut off, weed to slow down the racing thoughts. These things are designed to keep emotions under control and dull every edge that you might have. But the goal isn't to heal, it's to function just enough to keep going. And obviously medications aren't bad in all cases. They've probably helped many people. But it's scary just how normalized it's become to throw a pill at the problem and move on, rather than addressing the core of the issues. No deeper conversation, no self-reflection even, just here you go, this should help. Big pharma, millions of dollars. And meanwhile, the root causes are never addressed. The lifestyle, the pressure, the mindset, the lack of purpose and meaning in everything. So a lot of people are constantly overwhelmed, but having no room to stop. You have to keep going. You have to maintain good grades. You have to maintain your social life. You have to act like you have it all figured out. And everyone else pretends like they're fine, so you assume it's just you, that it's a you problem. Well, the truth is that something about the system has got to be broken. The uncomfortable truth in all of this that it seems like a lot of us are trying to avoid is that most people in college aren't thriving. They're running from stress, from uncertainty, from an emptiness that no amount of partying, hookups, and drugs can fulfill. And again, I say this as someone who's dealt with this kind of stuff, who knows people who have dealt with this kind of stuff. And again, I've literally seen this stuff with my very eyes, both in myself, in my close friends, and through the thousands of people overall that I've interacted with in some way during my 4 years of college. Very few of us actually have it figured out. Although it might seem like a festive atmosphere from the outside, most people aren't truly celebrating. They're drinking to forget, partying to escape, chasing temporary highs because sitting in the silence would mean facing a life that feels hollow. And college is the perfect place to hide from those real challenges because thousands of other people immediately around you are doing the same thing. So you blend right in. Distraction is everywhere. There's always another event, another party, another festival, another night out, another football game, another way to numb yourself. And as a culture, we've even started to dress it up in language that sounds empowering. Blacking out on a Saturday night is just, oh, I was letting loose, I was having a good time. Hookups are, you go girl, own your sexuality. Smoking weed is just chilling with the boys, and doing hard drugs is just expanding your consciousness. And it's sad to see, but the crash always comes. That's why so many people, after graduating college, have a hard time adapting to life after that, and there's even a term for it. They call it a quarter-life crisis. Because when you're away from all those superficial distractions and all the craziness going on, you're just alone with your thoughts. I'ma just be honest, like a lot of the people I know who were living it up in college, especially those who were the loudest and posting stories of them partying and having fun, I don't see them on social media now anymore. It seems like they've just went dark or went quiet. Anyways, the point is that we've normalized dysfunction, putting things into your body that destroy your health, making surface level relationships the new norm, creating a culture of emotional numbness at best and constant anxiety at worst. So it's no wonder why you hear about our generation, Gen Z or whatever you want to call it, being lonelier than ever and feeling more lost than ever, especially again after the temporary euphoria of college ends. College doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's a reflection of the world we live in, a world that's now built on consumption, instant gratification, and superficial images. You look around, everything's about money or pleasure, because our values are dictated by what gets clicks, what sells, what's profitable, not what's good or maybe right for you in the long run. We live in a profit-driven society, and it's often the wackest shit that makes the most profits. At the end of the day, colleges don't care about making you a better person. They care that you enroll. They care that you stay enrolled. They care that they keep getting your tuition. So even if college culture is detrimental in the long run, these colleges don't care. In fact, they implicitly encourage it. Because if you're having a good time in the moment, then you're gonna keep giving them money. Campus life has turned into a product, a brand. They sell you an experience, not a future. The social scene, the game days, the school spirit, the idea of the vibrant college town, and if that whole experience involves self-destructive habits, again, that's fine for them, as long as you keep paying for the meal plan and buying their hoodies. And that brings me to a common point on this channel about how you might think it's random, but it's really not. This culture of degeneracy, or whatever you want to call it, all that which seems like chaos, It's just part of the design, because students who are too distracted, too overstimulated, too addicted, too anxious, too numb, they don't ask the real questions. They don't challenge the system. They just go along with it and keep the money flowing. And it's not some grand conspiracy either. It just comes down to the profit motive. For colleges, for corporations, for governments, and it goes on and on. Pay the money, get the degree, get the job, pay more money to taxes and companies. This whole thing keeps the cycle alive. Like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, I'm not saying all this as if I have all the answers or that I'm better than everyone. In fact, it's probably the opposite. I tried so hard to fit into the college culture, everything I'm sort of shitting on now. Because I wasn't cool in high school or before that. I was short, ugly, socially awkward, didn't have many friends, and tried way too hard to be liked by other people. So when I got to college, I thought, this is it. This is a new beginning, a new chance. I'm gonna use this opportunity to try to belong, you know? So I dove headfirst into it. The parties, the clubs, not too much of the drugs, but I drank a decent amount. Even my personality was contrived in a way that I thought would make me fit into what college life is supposed to be. The attitude and the fake confidence and trying to rizz up girls or whatever. And at times I tried so hard to blend in that I lost track of whether I even liked what I was doing. And it never worked out for me. Studying physics, I was trying to be like a top student, but the other side that I don't talk about is that I also wanted to be cool. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be popular in some sense and pull a lot of girls and all of that. And it's only years later, after a lot of new experiences and insights, that I realized it simply wasn't meant to be. And that's kind of the message I want to get across in this video to everyone who's watching this. That there's always people in this world who deviate from the majority, who don't fit in. And that's okay. It's better to embrace who you actually are and live that out to its fullest potential than try to fit into some arbitrary culture that's been impressed upon you. Because a lot of times, like with college life, it's probably not even good for you in the long run. If you don't fit in, then maybe you're just meant to stand out. And that mindset shift has helped me a lot in recent years with both my mental health, my material success, and even social life and relationships, in the sense that it helped me find a smaller but better group of people that I can actually connect with. So ultimately, this video isn't about college, even though that's what the title says. It's about how easy it is in today's fucked up world to lose sight of yourself without even realizing. Because whether you're in school or not, the pattern is the same. Stay busy, stay entertained with self-destructive habits, avoid the hard questions, numb yourself with whatever's convenient just to get by. Alcohol, drugs, social media, hookups, just distractions and dopamine hits, performing a version of life that looks exciting but feels empty. What I saw in college, what I still see today, and what I'm personally trying to avoid is a generation of people who are overstimulated but unfulfilled. And again, that was me at one point. I'm no better than anyone. I think the only difference is that I might have noticed these things, while some others haven't yet. So I'll just end off this by saying, whatever environment that you're in, you don't have to accept the culture that you're supposed to fit into. And on a larger scale, you don't have to even follow the path that's been laid out for you. You know, college, work, the endless grind towards some hollow version of success, the empty hedonism dressed up as fun and freedom. All of it is designed to keep you distracted and unfulfilled. But like I always say, you can choose to play a different game. You can choose to go your own way in a world that wasn't made for you, if you so feel that way. It's not necessarily you that's crazy for wanting more. Maybe it's the world that's insane for pretending this is normal. As always, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who supports this channel on Patreon and through my channel memberships. It really means a lot, especially because, I don't know if I've mentioned, but I want to keep this channel as authentic as possible. Every step of the process of creating these videos is completely on my own, and as you know, I don't try to sell you some online course or do all these kinds of sketchy sponsorships and affiliate links and whatever. And the result of that is I don't make a lot of money from this, at least not even close to enough to make YouTube a full-time income yet, which is my end goal. So if you've ever gotten some sort of value out of my videos, if they've helped you in some way, and you do want to contribute a little bit and help me be able to do this full-time, keep making better and more frequent content for you guys, I'd really appreciate all the support I can get. And in return, obviously, you can message me one-on-one, watch some of my private videos and live streams and all of that stuff. And of course, check out the second channel. Gonna be some really cool stuff on there soon, and it's a different side of me with travel and hiking and nature related stuff. So let's get to 1,000 subscribers on there.